Animal cells. Cells are the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Animal cells are all eukaryotic cells, meaning that they have a true nucleus and specialized structures called organelles that carry out different functions. All cells are surrounded by a cell membrane that functions as a boundary that separates the inside of the cell from the outside of the cell. This membrane encloses all the cell components, which are suspended in a gel-like fluid called the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the location of the organelles. The nucleus is the most conspicuous organelle found in a eukaryotic cell. The nucleus contains all the genetic information in a cell. The genetic material is called deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA for short. It houses the cell's chromosomes and the place where almost all DNA replication and RNA synthesis occurs. The nucleus is round and spheroid and separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane called the nuclear envelope. The nuclear envelope isolates and protects the cell's DNA from various molecules that could accidentally damage its structure or interfere with its processing. DNA bases pair up with each other, A with T, C with G, to form units called base pairs. Each base is also attached to a sugar molecule and a phosphate molecule. Together, a base, sugar, and phosphate are called a nucleotide. Nucleotides are arranged in two long strands that form a spiral called a double helix. Ribosomes are large complexes composed of many molecules, including RNA and proteins, and are responsible for processing the genetic instructions carried by messenger RNA. Protein synthesis is extremely important to all cells, and therefore a large number of ribosomes, sometimes hundreds or even thousands, can be found throughout a cell. Ribosomes float freely in the cytoplasm or sometimes bind to another organelle called the endoplasmic reticulum. Mitochondria are self-replicating organelles that occur in the cytoplasm of all eukaryotic cells. Mitochondria contain their own genome that is separate and distinct from the nuclear genome of a cell. Mitochondria play a critical role in generating energy in the cell, and this process involves a number of complex pathways. They are the powerhouses of the cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membranes folded into a series of sheets or tubes. It is responsible for metabolism and for making fats like lipids and carbohydrates that are used to build the cell membrane. It is found in both plant and animal cells. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is where proteins are made and packaged up for transport around or out of the cell. Ribosomes are present in this organelle, which makes it look rough. Also, it is found in both plant and animal cells. The Golgi apparatus makes some of the chemicals produced within the cell. It also collects and packages chemicals for transport to different parts of the cell. It is found in both plant and animal cells. The DNA that makes up the human genome can be subdivided into information bits called genes. Each gene encodes a unique protein that performs a specialized function in the cell. The human genome contains around 21,000 genes. Cells use a two-step process of transcription and translation to read each gene and produce a string of amino acids that make up a protein. During the process of transcription, the information stored in a gene's DNA is passed to a similar molecule called RNA, ribonucleic acid, in the cell nucleus. Translation is the next step in getting from a gene to a protein. In the cytoplasm, messenger RNA interacts with a specialized complex, protein factory, called a ribosome, which reads a sequence of messenger RNA nucleotides. Each sequence of 3 nucleotides codes for one particular amino acid. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. A type of RNA called transfer RNA assembles the protein, one amino acid at a time. Protein assembly continues until the ribosome encounters a stop instruction. Your metabolism is a collection of chemical reactions that occur in your cells to sustain life. Some of these reactions use stored energy to build things up, which we call anabolism, while other reactions break things down, releasing energy that can be stored for future use. And this is called catabolism. Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, is a principal molecule for storing and transferring energy in cells. It is often referred to as the energy currency of the cell and can be compared to storing money in a bank. If a cell needs to spend energy to accomplish a task, the ATP molecule splits off one of its 3 phosphates, becoming ADP, adenosine diphosphate, plus phosphate. The energy holding that phosphate molecule is now released and available to do work for the cell. Motor protein kinesins play a vital part in many living cells, dragging cargoes of vesicles along microtubule rails. They actually look like little tiny workmen walking along the microtubule.